What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and tonight we're going to be focusing yet again on Black Ops 7, what could be the next showcase, and whether or not the game got 4 years of development. Definitely stay tuned. Now in the background, we got some gameplay of Mercenary Moshpit. This is a playlist that you can only play solo and just restricts parties from queuing in. I am crossing my fingers this playlist does remain permanent in BO6, although it's not likely. I would also hope that it carries into Black Ops 7. I mean, this should honestly be a staple for every Call of Duty moving forward, especially with the current and strict EOMM, or just the matchmaking in general. I don't know about you guys, but it's felt like playing classic multiplayer again when jumping into this playlist. Maybe your experiences have been different. Let me know down below in this video's comments. But I also want to mention that somebody actually reached out and tweeted me this screenshot of what apparently is a deleted Call of Duty tweet of them confirming that Season 4 Reloaded is actually on June 26th. Again, don't take it for certain because maybe they got the date wrong in the tweet and that's why they took the tweet down. But as of yesterday, I did focus on every single piece of content we know is coming with the mid-Season 4 update in BO6. And yes, that could include some Black Ops 7 content as well, as far as some marketing, pre-order bonuses, other reveals. All of that is going to be linked down below in this video's description. But yeah, it's looking like the end of this month should be when Reloaded ends up coming out. But regardless of Black Ops 6 DLC, I want to mention what the next showcase could actually be for BO7. Last year, we ended up getting some information about Black Ops 6 prior to the Xbox Showcase, and of course, during the Xbox Showcase, we had a Black Ops 6 Direct. It was about 25-ish minutes, almost half an hour of each dev breaking down what's going to be featured in the game. If whether we're going to see that for Black Ops 7 is currently unknown, obviously it kind of appears like this game is going to have less development time than BO6 did, but we're going to focus more on that in just a few minutes. So that's why I would lead people to believe that, like with MW3, we're going to end up getting more marketing and information about the game very late in the summer and closer to what could be a beta this fall. Now, as I also focused on in yesterday's video, pre-orders are allegedly going to be going live on June 20th, which is perfect if you follow the Black Ops 2 canon. We have the Revolution, Cortes Dia. When Menendez dropped that video, what more perfect day than that to end up opening pre-orders for BO7? That's, of course, when we'd probably learn a little bit more about what's going to be featured in the game, probably a bit of info on the upcoming beta, what could be COD next, and, of course, any Vault Edition rewards for those out there that are going to be spending the extra money. So I'd say it's going to be a pretty busy next couple of weeks, not just with marketing for the new content drop in BO6, but of course a ton of anticipated information for Black Ops 7. Funny enough though, Call of Duty did confirm on their Instagram that a brand new episode of the COD Pod is meant to be dropping soon. It's unclear when. I mean, maybe at the time you guys are watching this video, the episode is already out, but they did mention that they're going to be answering plenty of questions during the episode, and that was about a day and a half ago when they posted this on Insta, so I'm assuming that they probably have everything ready to film the episode itself, but are going to slide in a little Q&A at the end, and they're probably filming that right now or already have. Now, is it possible that the COD Pod that's about to release is something like the Black Ops 6 Direct last year, where it's almost half an hour and just a big sit down talking about every game mode? Certainly plausible, wouldn't fully rule that out, but I'm sure the COD Pod will inevitably provide us with new information on when the next set of reveals are going to be. Now, a couple of days ago, before the reveal of Black Ops 7, I ended up making a brand new video talking about some additional info that just surfaced about Modern Warfare 4. That's COD 2026. Well, with that batch of info, did come a mention that apparently MW4 is going to have more classic UI compared to BO6. COD HQ doesn't appear to be going anywhere. According to Data Miner Reality UK and other leakers out there, every COD going up till at least 2027, which is going to be Sledgehammer's next game, will be under the COD HQ umbrella. So, in my opinion, the launcher itself isn't the issue apart from the leaks that come from it. It's more so the UI and how everything is laid out. And luckily, the rumors that MW4 is supposed to be cleaning things up, which will be when Infinity Ward comes back around with the new game, who's to say that Black Ops 7 also can't have a bit more of classic UI that improves on what has already been done pretty well with Black Ops 6. COD HQ isn't perfect, but Black Ops 6 does look leagues better than MW2 and 3 did as far as that horizontal UI that we got used to for about 2 years. Now, big shout out to Fozzy for making this concept by using the cinematic that released over at Xbox Showcase. This looks gorgeous, right? Here's a concept of what the main menu could look like in BO6. I'm certainly hoping that it looks somewhat on par with Black Ops 2 back from 2012, because that was also a beautiful menu, right? I think the main menus have just not been all that great the last couple of years, and I always love to see all the aura and atmosphere and personality that each classic Call of Duty game has had, and I think everything kind of went downhill with the menus with maybe Black Ops 4, Modern Warfare 19, but games in the past had gorgeous menus, so I'm hoping that they can find the balance where they're still using the COD HQ launcher, but just have it to where when you click on the new Call of Duty, it gives you a classic main menu similar to what BO6 offers right now. But then we have Glitch, who added a press start to this menu, which looks even cooler. Again, it's unclear what the Black Ops 7 menu is going to look like, but I'm sure they'll end up revealing that in a separate blog in the next few months. Now, apart from that, here's where things get interesting, right? Let's talk about the 4-year development cycle that Treyarch has allegedly had since Black Ops Cold War. Obviously, something that I've been talking about for the last several months is that Treyarch had so many other projects to work on since Cold War came out, let alone 6 seasons for that game. We're talking ranked plays and zombies for several other CODs that weren't their own. Then you talk about back-to-back Call of Duties. I mean, Treyarch has been doing a lot. I mean, all the dev studios do, but Treyarch specifically has had a lot on their plate compared to, let's say, Infinity Ward, who seemingly got a pretty quiet development cycle for MW2 and also seems to be pretty uninterrupted working on MW4. So where does that leave us, right? You have a lot of folks that have been saying for the last several months that Black Ops 6 does not feel like a fully 4-year developed game. And I agree with that. I mean, I know there might have been one quote here or there from maybe an Activision general manager or somebody in the press saying, yeah, they were working on Black Ops 6 for 4 years. I know that was said somewhere, but that could also just be a reference to pre-production, Omni movement, not necessarily core production where things are really being worked on. I feel like Black Ops 6 probably got a good 2 years and some change. As far as Black Ops 7 goes, even though BO6 just came out a few months ago and there still is work going into the 6 seasons of support, apparently Black Ops 7 has actually been planned this entire time. So first off, let's take a look at some of these leaks that Ghost of Hope put out several years ago, in which he originally referenced COD 2023 as Treyarch's next game, when obviously we know that ended up changing because COD 2023 ended up becoming a Sledgehammer title, which turned into Modern Warfare 3. So in a lot of these leaks, he is referring to what I believe was actually probably BO7. So he mentions takes elements from both BO2 and 3, gunsmith, operators, near future setting, IWA engine, boots on the ground. Obviously, Black Ops 6 has some of these things, but when you talk about elements from BO2 and 3, that sounds like a futuristic game, right? And BO6 certainly is not. Now, according to an article from Bloomberg, it seems like Activision also delayed whatever COD 2023 originally was. That was allegedly a new game from Treyarch, but based on all the info that I know I'm seeing here in the replies of this tweet, it is totally possible that at one point, BO6 and 7 were either one giant game, and there were a lot of elements set in the 90s, and then plenty of elements set in the future, but all that then got split into 2 different Call of Duties. One fully focused on the 90s, and then one fully focused on 2035, and we know BO7 is rumored to also feature some flashbacks, which is cool, but it does seem like at one point in time, the game that was being described as COD 2023 turned out to be Black Ops 7, which we're not going to be seeing until later this fall. Now, it also seems like the Ghost of Hope originally heard from one of his sources that Treyarch got approved for 2 years of content. And if you're like, wait, what does that mean? Well, I don't really believe that meant 2 different Call of Duties at the time. I think there has been a plan or an agenda somewhere behind the scenes to maybe do a giant game that does get 2 years of DLC. I mean, Black Ops 3 got 3 years of content, and we saw little bits of content drip-fed through Cold War and Modern Warfare 19 a year after those games also came out. And Black Ops 4 at one point was announced to be a multi-year game, so I think Activision has had this idea for a while, but we all know it probably would cost them billions of dollars to not do yearly Call of Duty titles, and who knows when we'll see the day where that cycle does end. But then we have Charlie Intel that chimed into this conversation where he did say that it looks like back-to-back sequels have actually been the plan for a little while. He said, as far as I know, they have been in development almost at the same time for lots of the game. It's also what the COD general manager just said in the new blog, that 2 games were the plan since the start for this. So maybe they weren't one big game combined, but 2 separate this entire time. And somebody then asked Charlie Intel for a follow-up about whether or not BO7 has been in development or core development since BO6 came out, and they mentioned probably, from what I've known, Black Ops 6 to 7 was planned versus MW2 to 3, which was more of a messy situation. Whether or not the game itself will reflect this, we'll see, but that's not how it was internally. So at least in my opinion, I feel like MW3 at one point probably had an identity crisis where they wanted to just make that a big expansion to MW2 with all the classic 09 maps, maybe an extra campaign, you know, the raids, DMZ would probably get extra content. I think at one point they figured, hey, let's just expand to the new COD HQ Warzone 2.0 experience, but plans quickly changed to where they're like, you know what, we just gotta pump this out as a separate Call of Duty entirely, yet that just wasn't planned the way that apparently Black Ops 6 and 7 were. So overall, that's why I'm pretty excited to see what they end up delivering with the upcoming Call of Duty. I think Raven doing the campaign is brilliant. I mean, I do want to see Treyarch tackle a campaign again one day, but clearly I think Treyarch's been way too busy with too many other projects, let alone back-to-back games. I'd rather than put in all the time they have into multiplayer and zombies, and I am guessing BO7 is going to be leagues better than BO6 as far as live service support does go. And if Treyarch can get some help from Sledgehammer on some 6v6 maps, some events, some extra challenges and rewards, that would be fantastic. And I guess the goalpost can move again, right? Maybe the uninterrupted dev time that Treyarch deserves is going to come with whatever happens in COD 2028, where maybe for the next couple of years, after 6 seasons of BO7, Treyarch won't have to worry about ranked plays or zombies for other studios. Infinity Ward and Sledgehammer could come out with their own games back to back, and then Treyarch will swing back with their own project to celebrate 20 years of zombies. But the general consensus after looking at all of the brand new rumors, a ton of official info, is that Black Ops 7 really does sound like the game that Treyarch has probably wanted to make for a while. I also wonder if we'll ever see back-to-back CODs from the same studio again, or could this be the very last time? So looking at it now, I mean, it's been 5 years since Cold War, or it will be when BO7 comes out, so you can almost argue that BO7 did get some more time to cook compared to, let's say, BO6, but that all depends on the scope of the work and the crunch and whether or not they were able to get everything ironed out while still worrying about the post-launch of Black Ops 6. Either way, that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comments section. What do you guys think about the development of Black Ops 7? Do you think it was a lot cleaner than I think we're all expecting? Do you feel like it was actually planned compared to MW3? And also, what are your thoughts on the custom UI and what could be revealed in the upcoming COD pod? Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.